Hey, my Leo babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Today is Sunday, September 15th. We are now at the middle of the month. It's a straight down slide into Halloween from here on out. Leo, this is going to be your Leo and Virgo sitting in a tree, Kissing, September, October. Love reading. I just did the Virgo and Leo version, so please feel free to watch them both. Let me just tell you straight up, Leo, Virgo is having some problems with you. I'm just saying. I know y'all like, nah, I don't get it. That's what the card said. I'll just read what the card said, which won't. The energy that's coming back. But this is obviously a difficult relationship for you as well, Leo. Let's see what the cards meet out here and tell us what's going on. Y'all are really in a very serious frame of mind about this relationship. Although, y'all also have your eye on the horizon. That card popped up prominently in the Virgo and Leo reading. So let's see where it pops up here. Yeah, that's your energy defending, trying to defend your territory. So let's get into this and see what always two sides to every story, and probably a third and a fourth if you look deep enough. And I try to live by that, because I'm real quick to be like, I heard this outside, going with the first thing, not realizing there's always more than one side to a story. So that in part is why I do this reading, and do these readings the way that I do them, because there's always more than one side to a story. And I don't think anybody has to be right or wrong in any given situation. It's just how you feel and how you're perceiving what's going on. Let's get it kicked off, Leo. Your overall energy, material and spiritual prosperity and fertility. That is your overall. So we're doing 3 for recent past, or let me just say 3 for the past, 3 for the current, and 3 for the future. I keep saying recent and then end up reading cards is going back a ways. So for your past, authority, temptation, moving on, oh shit, current, intuition, your centerpiece, and your challenge card. Isn't that funny? Victory and success, which is the same place that it ended up with Virgo. Heartache and loss at the end of your current energy, Leo. Future energy, partnerships and alliances. Passion ignited. Recognition and reward. Well, all right now. This deck, bottom of the deck, material and spiritual prosperity is pulling the Chariot. Fertility is pulling the Tower. Oh shit. Well, here we go. Let's just get it kicked off right. Why not? Past, the authority is pulling the 4 of Cups. Temptation, pulling the 10 of Coins. Moving on, pulls the Ace of Coin. Current energy, intuition, pulls the Lovers. Victory and success, pulls strength. Heartache and loss, pulls the Princess of Cups. Partnerships and alliances, pulls the 8 of Coins. Passion ignited, pulls the 2 of Coin. Recognition and reward, pulls the 3 of Wands. I said this in the other reading. I'm going to say it now in a different way, pretty much by the same thing. There's money here between you and this Virgo. I don't know what the fuck. It is more prominent from your side, Leo. I think I only mentioned there's money here. There's money. You don't see it. I see it. I hear the change jiggling around, and I hear the paper flying. So there's money involved here. Let me get into this and just see what the hell. Your overall energy, Leo. And y'all are prominent here, even with the Strength card. Y'all got shit going on. And part of this is Virgo doesn't know what y'all are planting and trying to bloom. Let me leave that there for a second. The material and spiritual prosperity with the Chariot. Some of y'all are thinking about leaving. y'all are seriously in that frame of mind, and this is major arcana, that it's in your overall energy is significant, because it's no secret, this is not hidden, that you were thinking about exiting stage left or right, whichever, however that's fitting with you. There's no indecision here from you, really. It is more about timing. If I had to just look at what's here, I would say it's more about timing for you, and there's that money. I hear that money again. And whether or not the coin is right for you to move. I'm going to leave that there because I know it's going to come back. The fertility with the tower on top of it, you feeling like it's time for something new. Well, fertility, everybody gets that all twisted. Am I pregnant? This ain't got nothing to do with babies. But it has everything to do with that energy. That I've been thinking about this. And now I need to take action. You see those two circles? I'm up here. I've been thinking. I'm still thinking about this. But down here, my heart is telling me I need to widen that circle and start doing some things. I need to bring this baby out. Come on, work with me. And figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. And this is creating some disruption, and it's probably creating more disruption for your Virgo than it is for you, Leo. I'm going to just throw that shit out there. You see your girl skydiving? So just feeling like this is causing more issues for the Virgo than it is Leo, because you are very determined. I did not have this determined feel from the Virgo read. Their centerpiece card was a judgment card, and they need to make a decision about what they want to do about this relationship, Leo. And it's that middle space between knowing you need to make the decision and making the decision. It's that piece there where they've not actually made any kind of decision. You, on the other hand, are in decision making mode. Fuck it all. You trying to do what you trying to do. Whatever it is, and going back into your past with the Four of Cups on top of the Authority, it feels like a lot of you got into this thinking that this was going to be a more exciting relationship than maybe what you actually are living, if you will. And so a lot of you went into the relationship kind of like, damn, what's going on over there? And for some of you, you really were not committed. You really weren't committed to the whole thing. You really didn't, how do I want to say this? You really didn't want to make any boss moves. Below the Authority card. It just feels like you really didn't want to make any kind of boss moves either way. You didn't want to see what was on the other side. You wanted to know, but you weren't really trying to make that move at that time, and you just kind of fell into this situation with the Virgo because it was what was going on at that time. The Ten of Coin on top of the Temptation, what pulled you into this is the financial. Didn't I just say that it's financial? What pulled you into this was the financial stability. And dealing with an earth sign like a Virgo, that's exactly what the fuck you's going to get, some stability. Temptation, underneath all of that though, I'm going to ask you, nobody else, what you doing with the money, Leo? What did you do? Did some of y'all do something with some money that maybe you shouldn't have? And this is really, it's obviously it's not for everybody, but this is more for Leo and Virgo couples that are living together or are in really close proximity where it is just really the thing. If you're sharing cars and bank accounts and refrigerators and shit, it's that relationship. Whether you kind of half living together or living together, however that's playing out for you. But the temptation was there. So I don't know how that played out. Some of you did something with something that maybe you shouldn't have done and it caused a problem. Put you right back here. Like maybe I need to go move on and start something else. Come on now. And that this is an earth energy card. It still got you all over it. And don't think your Virgo wasn't thinking the same thing. They weren't acting on it in the same manner. They were kind of redirecting their energy back into the relationship while you makes sense, a fire sign. You need air. So, you know, it'll go where it go. If you need to move on, you gonna move on. Earth signs are more gonna look inside first, because we're not trying to do a whole lot of flitting and flying around. We like where we are, so we're gonna bring it back to the table and see if this can be worked out without making a whole lot of changes. You, on the other hand, like, fuck it, I'll start something new. And you came out of your past into your current energy with that, which pulled the Lover's card. And so it becomes a thing for you, Leo, about listening to your intuition, particularly where relationships are concerned, and what role you play in them. And are you trying to fall in love, or are you trying to lose yourself? Hello. And that's where you are right now, because you have, I'm going to have to just throw this shit out there since ain't nobody else going to say it, you've got other options. I see them. You have other people you could be fucking with. But are you trying to fall in, or are you trying to get lost? And I think for some of you with the Virgo, you like that stability, but you don't like that getting lost feeling. You don't like the losing of yourself in that relationship. And that's the thing, Leo, when you get into a relationship with an earth sign, you got to be in. You can't be half in, half out. You got to make a full commitment with all the sacrifices and shit that go along with that. However, you need to follow your intuition on what is better for you, falling in or losing yourself. And when I say losing yourself, I don't necessarily mean, you succumb to somebody else's identity and you forget who the fuck you are. That's not what I'm saying. Losing yourself in the relationship where it is no longer just about you and your needs being met, or them and their needs being met. It's about us and our needs being met. That's then when you have lost yourself and you come out on the other side as we, and not a me and him or me and her type shit. Losing yourself. Best thing, listen to your intuition, because everything is not for everybody. You might not be a lose yourself in a relationship kind of person. I'm just saying. But understand, major arcana is going to have some definite implications, and so following your intuition is going to be your best bet. Please do not go around calling everybody you know, trying to get some advice, because they are not sitting in your gut. They ain't. You might get some gems, some good words, but they are not sitting in your gut. You are. Follow your intuition when it comes to this. And then you may end up hurting your Virgo. Let's put all this shit up on the wall. You may end up hurting your Virgo. But if you're doing this, all will be well eventually. Trust me. And everybody will go on and figure out the things that they need to figure out. Your centerpiece and your challenge. This is you, Leo. Fuck that. And by your sheer will of strength, you will be successful. But do you know you have the strength to do what you're trying to do? For some of you, this is difficult because, again, it's a money situation. And just look at all the fucking green on the board. Cut the sound off and just look. Look at what you see. You're trying to grow things. You're trying to think about moving. And this is money. The green. Do you have the strength to let the financial security of this relationship go? And do you? Oh, I done hurt some feelings. I know. I'm sorry. But that's the real of this. Do you have the strength to not lose yourself or fall in love, for that matter? Let's just throw all of it up there. And walk away from this and do this by yourself? Or is the temptation, of the financial stability making you stay? That's your challenge. You need to figure that out, Leo. I can't do nothing but tell you what I hear. I don't even think I'm talking half the time somebody else is. I'm just telling you. That's going to be, and that it says self-esteem, and that we're sitting here talking about losing yourself. Come on now. And for some of you, the losing the I to the we is for some of you, it's not acceptable. And that's okay. This is a world where you can combo and a la carte some shit. Everything ain't for everybody. So if that is the case, this should be the judgment card for you, like it was for Virgo. You need to do what you need to do. And the only way you're going to ever know any kind of victory and success is when you stand up in your own strength. Fuck, Leo, that's your card. What else? Don't let money and don't let stability, more importantly, keep you from doing what you need to do. If you step out on your own and you walk away from whatever this is, for a lot of you out here, it's cars, it's convenience, it's not having to worry about certain things. It's a lot of things. I hear this. But when you don't have to depend on anybody else but you to get some shit done, then you can pretty much do what you want to do. Ain't that the case? And that's the struggle right now. You feel like you can't step out and do some of the things that you want to do because, again, you're not trying to take the temptation of walking away from the money, but then there's a temptation there to not be doing right by the money. And if you are staying in a relationship just because of the money, there's your temptation to not doing right by. I'm just saying. You not only do harm to the person that you're with, you fucking up your own shit. So that's your challenge. Is realizing that you it. And you can do it. You have the strength to do this if you want to do this. Either way, you have the strength to lose yourself and become a we instead of an I, if that's what you choose to do, if that's what your intuition is telling you to do. But on the other side, you also can do it by yourself. And with that, you can also do it with somebody else if it's all like that. But that's your challenge, knowing that you have the strength to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. At the end of the current energy, it just kind of is going without saying. This is pretty much where it's going to end up. There's going to be some heartache and loss. Leo, I feel for you it's going to be more loss than heartache, because I don't feel like your heart has been 100 in this the whole time. For whatever reason. I'm not casting no judgment. I'm just calling it for what it is. It doesn't feel like you've had your heart completely in this, and that you've had some emotional distance and going to continue to have some emotional distance about the whole situation. I'm just throwing that out there. And if that's the case, be honest with yourself. You aren't 100% in for it. And just realize you will feel the loss of that. Again, particularly those of you doing this for the stability purposes and the financial purposes, you're going to feel it. And I think for some of you, if that is what you're doing, and I know y'all done already turned it off, because
That's saying anything positive.
For those of you that are in it for the money, the heartache will come later, and you'll realize the kind of person you had with your Virgo. But you'll also realize that it was probably bad timing to get into this situation in the first place. And you will have learned some very valuable lessons about yourself out of the situation. When you get to your future energy, partnerships and alliances, you're going to continue to keep working hard and trying to do you and get any kind of stability going. Some of you are going to stay in this relationship with your Virgo, and you're going to do your best to work at it. Whatever revelation that you have with your Virgo, if you decide to stay in it, you are going to jump back in it and do your best to work hard at it. However, it's not going to be long lasting. I don't know how else to say that, because you're not going to be in balance, because you probably are going to go into making another commitment out of balance. Just saying. And so that in turn is going to cause some wishy-washy energy. It's that stop and go shit. Now, where your passion will be ignited, whether this is a redo or a new do. Yep, I said new do. That third party energy right there. Yeah. So you may be going into a situation, and this is your energy. You may be going into a new situation where there's a third party. But listen, you may be getting back into the situation with Virgo where there's a new third party. Recognition and reward. And this is not about you getting some piece of paper that says, oh, Jenny Candy work every day. No. And no. It's about recognizing, and seeing where the reward is, if there's one. Sometimes reward is zilch, nada. But it's the recognition. Are we going to come back to that? Are you going to recognize this situation for what it is? Or are you going to just move on? I'm just throwing it out there. That's in your future energy. For some of you, it's not going to be just about a third party. If you're coming back into a situation with the Virgo, some of you at this point in the reversal may be feeling like you're spinning your wheels, like you're not making any forward progress. And again, that's recognizing what's actually going on. And some of you, this is, while it's your energy, it may not be comfortable for you. Because you may have to deal with some truths about some situations that you're not really ready to deal with. If you're going back to an ex and they're already in a situation up to and including your Virgo, or they're entertaining the thought of someone else. And this is not going to be anything that's hidden from you, hence the recognition and reward. This is not going to be something, you see that light shining on his head? This is not anything that's going to be in the dark. I think if you get back up here to your current energy and you follow your intuition, you're not going to have any problems. This will be some shit that you will bypass. However, if you just are acting off of what you think you should be doing, good chance you're going to run into this energy. And it's not going to be comfortable for you because it feels almost like you're going to get back some of what you put out. Now, let me say this. All readings can be read reversed. So while I'm saying Leo, I might actually be the Virgo that's clowning. I'm just saying. Putting that out there. So, but for me, in this reading, this feels like Leo and how you're responding to your Virgo. Decisions have to be made on both sides. That's why I'm not calling, the outcome of anything one way or the other at this point, because the energy is still very fluid. I think there's still things that both of you need to consider. There are also things that need to come to light for both of you. And not necessarily anything that anybody's done maliciously throwing shade, but just things that need to come to light, and more importantly, conversations that need to be had. Leo, you on the move. I don't give a shit what you're saying. You were seriously considering your options. And this is where, this is where the Tower moment is coming from. Because you probably are going to be the one to kick this off with you and Virgo. I don't think Virgo is going to make any kind of confrontational moves. However, you look like you're getting ready to pop off. But there are still things that have to be considered, Leo. So don't just think because you feel like you're in the right, or maybe feeling like Virgo's not in the right, not necessarily that you're in the right, but Virgo is not right. Yeah. You may well kick this off, and it's going to be something to deal with. Again, I'm not calling any kind of outcome because the energy is still fluid. You need to make decisions, Leo, and your Virgo needs to make decisions as well. So this will be one of those to be continued type situations. Some of you are going to leave, though. Some of you have already made up your mind to leave, and you've bypassed all this. You're just like, fuck, I'm done. Finished. It's time for you to go. Fuck the money and some other shit. Others of you are really dealing and struggling with the stability aspect of this relationship, and knowing if you walk away, it's going to take you some time to get back to the level of living that you're doing now with your Virgo. And some of y'all are feeling guilty because you're in it for the money. And you don't want to be like that. But I'm just not getting no warm, fuzzy feelings about your damn Virgo. Now, I know some of y'all going to get up there, ain't no warm, fuzzy feelings because he's cheating on me. And that may well be the case. Some of that energy is here, as it was for the Virgo reading. So I get it, but this is just hopefully a guide. Make some decisions. Follow your intuition and make some decisions. That's what I'm going to say. Oracle cards. The Chess Queen. The Sun Dancers. the Lady of the Gift, the Diamond Dreamer, the Web Weaver. So let me deal with the Web Weaver, because the Web Weaver came up in the other reading. And in the other reading, I said cause and effect, and I'm going to say the same thing here, cause and effect. If you're going to go ahead and start kicking rocks around in a loose mountain, yeah, some shit going to fall down. We'll just go down, cause and effect. Cause and effect. So if you are going to be the one to kick this off, Leo, and if you feel that you're justified in making whatever pronouncements you need to make about the relationship, just understand, for the cause, there's an effect. So what you're feeling, there's another side to this. Virgo is feeling something else based on how they respond to what you're doing. I think some of this decisiveness that I feel here is kind of intimidating to the Virgo, because they don't know what you made a decision about. It's just that simple. So just realize there's cause and effect in everything that's going on. The Chess Queen, trust and strategizing. I think it's less trust and more strategizing for you, Leo. You were seriously trying to figure out how this is going. It's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with making sure you're okay before you leave something that is okay. But what is wrong is when you don't open your mouth and state how you really are feeling about the situation. Therein lies the problem. The Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. I'm going with abundance because some of y'all are in it. You got the abundance, but then on the other side of that, you're trying to figure out how you can keep the abundance without all the other stuff. And some of you, this relationship just doesn't fit you. It's just that simple. It just does not fit you. It doesn't fit you. It's just like a dress that's too big or a pair of pants that's too long. They don't fit. Don't fit your butt. They're too loose. They're not tight enough, too tight, whatever. Some relationships don't fit. There's abundance here, Leo. Whatever decision you decide to make, you just have to know that you have the strength, if you're going to do this by yourself, that you can do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Lady of the Gift, well, another card on the floor. Generosity with receiving and withholding. I'm going with the receiving and the withholding. You have to open up, Leo. You got to get vulnerable, especially if you're in a relationship like this with the Virgo. You're going to have to open up and receive the good with the bad. Some of y'all feels like y'all don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about the negative. Yeah, you need to open up and hear some of the negative so you can see how your actions are impacting your partner. I know y'all like, no, she did. Yes, I did. I did. Because everything, again, is cause and effect. So if you are responding a certain way to some outside stimuli because work is kicking your ass and you just want to be a bitch when you get home, there's an effect on the Virgo with that. It's a direct return on that all the time. Whatever you bring it home from work, if people at home are feeling that you're going to get a return on that. If you don't like how something is going on with your partner and you act out on that, there is a direct return on that as well. So you need to be open to receiving both the good and the bad. And in order to have any kind of decent conversation with your Virgo, you're going to have to open up a bit and just hear it. The withholding part, there's no sense in you withholding how you feel. Because nobody can take that away from you. If you don't like something, or again, if the clothes don't fit, they don't fit. There's no sense in acting, no sense of holding on to some shit, and it's not working for you. The Diamond Dreamer, material wealth and true prosperity. I'm going with both of them. True prosperity. What is that to you, Leo? What is true prosperity? Is it really about the money? Or is there a little more to it than that? That would be the question I would be asking. Material wealth, is that really what you're after? Or are you looking for something a little more well-rounded than that? And for some of you, you may not realize it, but by virtue of the fact that you are relying so heavily on the stability of this, the financial stability of this relationship, it's keeping you from enjoying and getting other positive things out of it. Because the relationship could actually be pretty good if some of these aspects would change. If you change your perspective on some of it and started looking at the situation a little differently, it could actually be a very good relationship. But again, I'm going to send you right back here Listen to your intuition. I love you, Leo. I hope you guys have a good week, a good into your weekend, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.